Hello everybody and welcome again to a very simple tutorial. Today I want to talk about using tables in Word to make lists look a bit more interesting and a little bit easier to read. So what I've got here is your standard list of things, one line after the next, no real formatting to them. In this case it's a shopping list. So we're going to turn this into a table, make it a little clearer, and then we can use those kinds of tables to break up long documents and just make our Word documents a little bit more appealing, whether we're using it for business or for study or for anything else. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to highlight all of this. We're going to go to Insert Table and we're going to convert text to table. Keep it to one column and then that's just going to drop all these into one column or table. Okay, so let's make that roughly the appropriate size for the words we've got in it. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to do is to just add a second column to the left. There you go. And you can use that for numbers. Let's do that first. Again, this is just a way to make your list more referenceable within the document. You know, what about line 6? Someone might ask. But there are other ways to organise things. I always recommend, and I've written a lot of business documents, that you really make things as easy to read as possible. And I find this a little cramped. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that very last line and I'm going to drag it down here. That gives our 9th box just a obviously disproportionately large size, but that's easily dealt with in a couple of clicks. Select the whole table, right click, and then go to distribute rows evenly, and bang, they're all the same size. You'd be amazed how long people mess around with that for not realizing that that functionality is there. Okay, here's another quick functionality for you. Cell alignment. In the vast majority of cases you're going to want your cells aligned here, which is left hand side on the horizontal and in the middle on the vertical. See, that instantly looks smarter with everything lined up exactly in the middle. If you're doing numbers down the left, maybe you'll want to centralize those. I tend to, but that's your call. See how it feels. Okay, I'm going to darken this ever so slightly. Nobody likes thick dark colours and never use black or anything. But if you just want to use a nice light grey, just to make your numbers stand out, that's something that I often do. Okay, I'm also not a big fan of Times New Roman, because come on, we're better than that, aren't we, people? There's Calibri, that's one I use quite a lot, and that gives you a nice, simple, modern font. Okay, so if you want to do anything else with this list, let's look at something else you might do. Let's just insert another column to the right. And this is going to put a column in the original formatting. So as you can see, if I type a comment in here, let's say green size of a baseball, just as a descriptor, you're going to need to do the same thing again. Select it all, right click and cell alignment, and just put it to there, and there we go. Okay, so you can go in and fill in bits and pieces for a couple of the rest of these if you want to. Bread, white, 2 loaves. Okay, and in a real sense, in a business sense, this might be something completely different. This might be the team that's responsible for dealing with something. You might want to put actions in, you might want to put dates in, whatever, it's all up to you. Okay, so that's how you build a basic table. Another cool trick is to, let's say we didn't want to do the numbers, but instead we wanted to add some classification. Let's insert another column to the left, and this can be another way to organize things better. Again, we're just going to select it all and put that cell alignment in. Okay, so you may notice that all of these appear to be fruit. So we might want to label those as fruit. So if we just select those cells and merge them, we can classify those as fruits. Similarly, merge these cells. This isn't an accident or a coincidence, obviously. I put these in deliberately. Drinks, and then in this third column, these would be merged cells. Food. Okay, so now you've got another benefit to your table, because it's given you a way to arrange things nicely so that everything's clearly ordered. And those could be headings in normal text, but so much easier and so much nicer to look at if you do it this way. Okay, that's all I'm going to do for now. I will add some more tutorials on tables. There's other things that you can do to colour them differently. There's some wonderful new layouts and new designs in the new versions of Word, and different borders, all kinds of different things you can do. But that's how you build your basic table. So I suggest you play around with it, have some fun. I hope that was helpful. I will be back. Take care, guys.